Namaskar and welcome to PTI.
Namaskar.
I will start with the captain of the ship. So, could you please walk us through the Inn Galiyon Mein का world?
इन गलियों में कहानी जो है वो इस देश के लोगों की कहानी है। इस देश की जो परंपरा है, इस देश की जो तहजीब है, उसकी कहानी है। उसमें जो आजकल रोड़े अटकाए जा रहे हैं हर तरह से, हर तरफ से, उन रोड़ों को हटाने की कहानी है। तो कुल मिलाकर के ये मोहब्बत की भी कहानी है, खूबसूरत गीत और संगीत की कहानी है। बस यही है इन गलियों में।
रोड़े किस बात के रोड़े?
है ना, आजकल देखो क्या है कि दो लोग बहुत प्यार से रह रहे हैं और उनको प्यार से जो है वो रहने देने में दिक्कत पैदा बहुत सारी चीज़ें कर रही हैं। बहुत अच्छी लाइन है, हिंदी के बहुत कमाल के कवि हैं यश मालवीय, उन्होंने मुझे सुनाई थी, वो किसी और शायर की थी कि इधर दो फूल मुंह से मुंह सटाए बात करते हैं, इधर से मोड़ लो रास्ता यही बेहतर। तो लोग अब मोड़ नहीं है रास्ता, उन दोनों के बीच से निकल जाना चाहते हैं, उन दोनों को अलग अलग करना चाहते हैं। तो ये कहानी जो है वो उसी संवेदना की कहानी है कि हमको मोड़ लेना चाहिए वहाँ से रास्ता। अगर दो लोग, चाहे वो किसी भी जाति, किसी भी धर्म, किसी भी मजहब के हों, अगर वो एक दूसरे को चाहते हैं तो उनके चाहने में ही हमको खुदा की नेमत लगती है।
क्या बात है, क्या बात है।
Javed sir, if we talk about your character, it is between the two gullies. It's a bridge. Can we say?
Yes. So primarily, this is primarily in English or Hindi?
English.
English, right. So primarily, this character is like you said, a bridge, a catalyst, he's a philosopher, he's a poet, and he believes in the foundation of this country. He believes in what the people who fought for this country and died for, and on what basis this, because there is no country like this country in the world. The amount of diversity this country has, whether it be culture, dress, music, languages, religion, everything, food. There's no other country with this kind of diversity. And this is what this story in a way is trying to say, that the whole unity in diversity kind of thing. And it's a young love story of two youngsters who are coming from the lowest strata of society, like literally selling vegetables, vegetable vendors on the street. Very unusual to have the lead characters who are vegetable vendors in a gully.
It's a very beautiful thing, yeah.
Yeah, and it's nobody has spoken about these people, how they think, what is their life, what does social media mean to them, how sometimes politics comes and plays with them because they are the lowest common denominator and they can be manipulated in a way. So I think it says a lot of things. My character is somebody who understands the good and the bad, and he's trying to protect them in a way. And he's got this small little shop which is at the junction of these two gullies, and he unites them with his chai and his pakoras and his biscuits, and they come and chat. It becomes a hangout joint, like what we have today is coffee day of Starbucks. It's गरीबों का coffee day है वो, and और वहाँ पे बातें होती है. Like Avinash bhai said, this country is made where you really find them is in the gullies, not on the bigger streets or the highways, which are trying to be more, world view, yeah. But this is where the real country lies, and we smell it and we see it and we hear it, is in the gullies. I was just joking with them. I said like nowadays what's happening on social media with the kind of profanity, and these are big issues being created. So I said we're going to make a part 2 of this called Inn Galiyon Mein. Yeah.
Okay. Avantika, it's your big screen debut. You have worked in OTT and people have really appreciated your work as well. So were you waiting for this kind of opportunity to showcase a different side of you, because you are a Mumbai girl and that is a completely different world out of? So
I think, I don't know if I was waiting for it, but I think definitely in part of my career, I would be really excited. And the fact that whether it was Mithya on OTT or this, I get to play such, starkly different characters, such interesting characters that come from, like you said, very different economic backgrounds. It's the lowest strat of our economic circle. And I get to portray that. I have a completely different look, and this story that is of the average Indian, and I get to be exactly that and showcase that. So I was very excited to do this.
Vivaan?
Yeah, I must tell you, see, being a first film, and like I said, very difficult, and I understand as an actor, for somebody new, comes from Juhu, which is a very affluent area, and brought up in the best of schools, to play a character like this. Of course, credit goes to the director for, molding her and giving her the nuances, but she delivered like brilliantly, and they've done a really good job for a first film. The confidence and it was difficult for somebody to, because it's very easy to play a city girl. If you look at all these so-called the films which are running now, and you're playing a city girl and you're cool and all the yo stuff happening, but to play somebody from a small town, a girl from the lower strata, and not be glammed up, because everybody the first they want to look their best with the fanciest of hair and makeup, but she was made to look very plain and simple, and I think that's what stood out. As a performer, it will go a long way for her, and I wish her all the best.
And she really nailed that accent, the dialect, which is one of the toughest things to do, because the UP dialect और
बट
खास
उसके लिए इतनी मेहनत इसने की,
बहुत मेहनत.
इसने मुझसे डायलॉग कोच मांगा. उसके बाद ये हमारे राइटर जो हैं पुनर्वसु, उसके साथ बैठ करके घंटों घंटों उसमें रवा हुई उस डायलॉग में. उसके बाद शूटिंग हो जाती थी, फिर ये गली मोहल्ले के बच्चों के साथ बातचीत करती थी. आप जैसे इसके बारे में सोच रहे हो ना, वैसे ये है नहीं मुंबई गर्ल, कहने को है, लेकिन इतनी डाउन टू अर्थ है, जिसकी वजह से इसने उस कैरेक्टर को एक तरह से रवा किया अपने भीतर. बहुत कमाल, मजा आ गया.
Don't ask me any more questions. Please don't ask.
Because it's also a very specific dialect. It's a very beautiful zuban that Punarvasu and Avinash sir have tried to portray in the film, and the way Avantika has nailed it and inhabited that milieu and the culture is just phenomenal. It's beautiful. I can't wait for you all to watch it. It's really amazing.
That accent was easy for you because
It's
you were aware of all the
easier
things.
for me. I'll tell you why. It's very interesting क्योंकि यूपी की जो डायलेक्ट हमारे खून में गूंजती है, क्योंकि हमारे पिताजी तो सरदाना और अलीगढ़ के हैं, तो थोड़ा बहुत वो यूपी की जो डायलेक्ट, and I've also played similar characters before on film and on stage also, so I was able to get it. But that's actually one of the great joys of acting, is to portray different cultures, different milieus, different from your own also sometimes.
Completely different, in fact, from your own.
Exactly, and that's
the exciting
That's the
bit.
exciting
Yeah.
bit of it. That's how you grow, and that's how you use the imagination also, and an observation of life, of people that one has seen.
Vivaan, you're very picky when it comes to selecting projects. So what makes you pick this one?
No, I'm not picky. You see, the project selects the actor rather than vice versa. And I've always felt that the project selects me and not the other way around. And I really feel so blessed to have been a part of this project. It's been a childhood dream of mine to work with Javed. So he's been one of my heroes since as far back as I can remember. I can't tell you how much he means to me. And Avinash sir's film, Anarkali of RR, touched me very deeply when I saw it. In fact, I was preparing at the time to play a Bihari character, and I was told by my mother to watch Anarkali of RR to prepare for that character. She said it's one of the most authentic depictions of the Bihari dialect that she's ever seen, and I was blown away by the film. And it was really a real blessing. This film has just been a complete blessing for all of us.
You know, with time people age, but I think you're getting younger. How? What happened? What you doing?
राज क्या है, बता दो.
Yeah, tell us. We all want to know. Secrets.
This thing, I think sometimes I feel like an old man also. Like I'm maybe an old man in a very sort of in a sort of boyish kind of appearance, but I'm actually quite an old soul.
And in fact, you have to ask this. This same question needs to be asked over here, because the kind of energy that he can bring on set, I don't think anyone can. Like on a hot day in May in Lucknow, we would all be sitting there like, short kab hoga, and this and that, and he is just, zip zap with his jokes and his energy, just incredible, really.
Vivaan, does it come as a matlab, people have a setup, like when you look a certain particular way, they don't offer you much in the platter. So does it happen to you as well? Because you look in a certain way, you are looking very young, so you look always young or like in that particular bracket. So this came to you.
Yes, no, that's very true. That's very true. I think definitely through my 20s, I didn't really get roles that were sort of that were, I guess, in a sense, conventionally, I guess, masculine, because I suppose I have a sort of boyish quality to me. That's why I didn't get those kinds of roles through 20s, because I look very young, and I understand that. I think it's completely valid, because I often look too young for certain serious kinds of roles. But
you have a long career.
But he's an amazing actor.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
अच्छा
Javed sir, you have worked with Nasir Sahab in 90s, and now you worked with his son. So, could you please tell us, like, wow?
So I did a film called Tehelka, hardcore mainstream
Dong
film.
is never wrong.
Right, Don kabhi wrong nahi hota. And he had Shom, Shamo, Shasha. So the Amrish ji was playing this extremely larger than life villain. And there were all of us, which was Dharam ji and Mukesh Khanna and Nasir Saab and Aditya Pancholi, myself. And then there was Ekta and Shikha Swaroop. It was a fun film, one of those Where Eagles Dare adventure kind of. So we had a great time. We shot in Manali for about a month. We were there. And wonderful. In fact, his elder brother had come. Imad was there. He spent some time there. He must have been about 10 or something, I think, probably.
5 or something.
89,
89 to even 3.
90.
3 or 4 years.
We shot 1991. So we shot.
3-4 years.
So he was, very young. Yeah. So I remember that. Ye to the hi nahi. But I really, besides, I have my respect for him as an actor, definitely. Obviously, he's like one of the best we have. But as a person, as a thinker, as a person who thinks about society, about your country, what's happening, somebody, jo fikr ek zehn hota hai, fikr wala, which is very important. It's not like my life, my family, my car, my comfort. No, he thinks, kya ho raha hai aas-paas mein, and he is somebody who likes to be a part of that and have a voice. So huge respect for him. And then of course today he's a writer himself. He writes books. He's a very good actor, and he's a very good human being taken from his parents, And no, but प्यारे इंसान है यार. मेरे लिए see, I've told my kids the same thing. I said, I don't care. I don't care about your Lamborghini, buy some jet so you want to go. I don't care. Be a good human being. For me, I'm happy. That's what makes me happy. Not you getting millions, and doesn't matter.
Exactly.
That's what I've taught my children. So when I see people like this who are good people, who are good human beings, have the right value system, and talented, yes, of course. So you could be talented and be an asshole at the same time. So,
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I'll say, but very talented, but asshole.
Correct.
But good human being, not be very talented, but I still respect because you're a good human being. So.
But how was working with such an amazing actor? I mean, he's a legend in his own way. So, how was working with him?
It was a learning experience unlike any other, because Javed sir is an institution, and he's also a man of many different aspects, of many different sides. He's also a poet. He's also a writer himself. And being a student of Javed sir, because I've really studied his work over the years, and him himself, and what he said about Baba, it completely applies to him as well. That he's a person who thinks about what is going on in the world, who thinks about what is going on in society. Ek fikr hai, ek chinta hai, there's a consciousness, there's an awareness, there's a social consciousness, and a deep-seated humanity and wisdom. That is one of the things that we really, absorb from Javed sir, is his wisdom and his humanity. And you see that in his eyes as Mirza Chacha. There's a sort of beautiful quality which really comes, which sort of radiates out of him in the character, and we just learned so much from him on a philosophical level, and also on the level of craft, like the way he would guide us, the way in the mechanics of a scene while you're working, you learn so much from the person with whom you are working. So working with Javed sir was a real.
I mean, you worked with the top man. I mean, like, so for me, I just find, I mean, you worked with, the boss.
No, but you know,
you're my
for
favorite,
someone- For someone like me who's absolutely new to this, my first couple of days were with him. My most important scene in the film for me were the first scenes we shot. So obviously there were nerves all around the place, and to have someone as giving as an actor like that, someone who's obviously so experienced and so well versed with what he's doing, to also be a very giving actor, especially for someone who's new, who's scared and who's conscious and all of those things, to have someone look at you and be like, it's okay, take it slow, take it, relax, you've got this. To have that energy, even on a long day, on a tiring day, and to come up with that kind of calming energy, but also this exuberant energy of, he, like he said, he's got so much wisdom about so many different things in the world, and he will also give you the best one-liners and jokes in a second.
Exactly.
So, to have that incredible personality of so many things, and I think that's exactly what reflects on screen, is that electrifying personality. When you see him do all of his comedic roles, or you see him in a more sensitive space like in Inn Galiyon Mein, you will be able to see those varied personalities, and I think only someone who is such a multi-dimensional human being can be able to inhabit that so well. And that's what you see with him.
Okay, so now we're done. So we had said कि भाई तुम मेरी खूब तारीफ करना, मैं तुम्हारी खूब तारीफ करूँगा, and so we've done that.
जब इतनी वंदना आपकी हो रही है, तो मैं कह रहा हूँ कि आप कोई फिल्म बना रहे होते हैं, कई बार ऐसा होता है कि आसपास का जो पूरा माहौल होता है, वो कह रहे हैं कि यार कुछ ठीक नहीं हो रहा है, कुछ ठीक, पता नहीं कैसी फिल्म है, क्या फिल्म है. लेकिन इस पूरी फिल्म के प्रोसेस में जावेद साहब बार बार कहते रहे कि यार ये बहुत अच्छी नीयत से फिल्म बन रही है. और इन्होंने बहुत सारे शेर, बहुत सारी कविताएं, बहुत सारी नज़में ऐसी सुनाई जो इस फिल्म का जो पूरा कोर है उसको डिफाइन कर रही थी. तो बहुत मज़ा आया सर आपके साथ, मतलब कमाल के हैं आप.
So now we had a pact. Okay, if I praise you for 10 sentences, you all will say 10 sentences.
As juniors, we have to give 15 sentences.
All from the heart, It's all from the heart.
Vivaan, you have worked in theatres, you have written books. Are you deciding to sit on a director's chair as well?
No,
Why not? Why not? You have your creative imagination out there.
भाई मैं असिस्ट करूँगा तुम्हें.
No, but I also must say how much I learned from Avinash sir, and what a sensitive soul he is. The way he was a very beautiful captain of the ship. On the very first day when we reached Lucknow, when there was a cast, the whole cast get together, there was like a script table reading, and I just really loved the way that Avinash sir, as a captain of the ship, creates a very beautiful and human relationship and equation with each actor, because the supporting cast जो है इस फिल्म में बहुत ही गजब की, बहुत ही interesting, दिलचस्प है. So, a really colourful bunch of characters and really wonderful bunch of people, and that is all a testament to Avinash sir's beautiful leadership. The way he was able to take care of everyone, और इतने प्यार के साथ सबको संभाला, सबको समझाया, सबको direct और guide किया, and really I learned a lot from him. And like Javed sir, he's also a poet. Like Punarvasu and his family, एक कवि हैं.
मैं कितना भी ब्लश करूँ, गुलाबी नहीं होने वाला है.
I was going to say, अभी gratitude checks भी आएंगे.
So you have taken your director's lessons from him to make your directorial debut or something like that.
No. See, I'm happy writing books and plays. But the thing is that the medium of cinema is such a powerful and beautiful medium, and I'm just so fortunate to be a part of it. So many people come from all over the country to be a part of it. I think we are all very blessed to be a part of this medium, which is such an important part of society. Film is a very integral part of, I think, our culture.
It's not a medium, it's extra large.
It's an art form. Yeah, exactly.
This is what we mean by show constantly.
It's not medium.
After this film, what is the next thing which we'll see as an audience of yours? So,
We said no, the second part.
In Galiyon.
In Galiyon Mein.
In Galiyon.
and that is the concrete one. Are you really? I'm asking on that.
देश में जितनी गाली गलौज हो रही है वही काफी है.
वही
सर.
काफी है यार. Exactly.
What will be the next after this?
Well, I've got stuff happening. I've got I did some good OTT stuff in the recent past. So I'm really challenging and very different stuff which people haven't seen me as my image. So there was Taza Khabar, there was Mohre, and now there is Oops Ab Kya, which is also quite interesting in a fun zone. So I've got De De Pyar De Part 2 coming up. And Dhamal is coming up, the fourth part or whatever. So that's, it's good work. You know, I'm blessed to be doing very different kind of work, including this film, and you do a mainstream commercial film, and from this side of the spectrum of acting to this side of the spectrum, it's great for an actor to be able to, you know, shuttle between this territory. So yeah.
Avantika,
I want the audiences to see this first. We'll talk about next when we are sitting a Gazia.
Inshallah.
We'll talk about that later. First, we'll talk about this. So, this is what I would love for the audiences to go watch in cinemas and enjoy it.
Vivaan?
And there's a couple of interesting projects. One with Mr. Sudhir Mishra ji, which is a very interesting show about the 1970s student protests. That's going to be coming out on Sony Live. It's really wonderful. That was a wonderful experience working with him. And there's a war film also, which is coming out. So a couple of interesting things. And hopefully, inshallah, this will be a good year, productive year.
Wow, lovely. Sir, what next?
देखिए, जब किसी डायरेक्टर की कोई फिल्म रिलीज हो रही होती है ना, तो उससे कभी नहीं पूछना चाहिए कि अगली फिल्म क्या बना रहे हो।
सर, आप अगली फिल्म नहीं बनाओगे, आप ब्यूटीफुल फिल्म बनाओगे।
जो भी है कि इतना चूस लेता है एक सिनेमा ना किसी डायरेक्टर को, कि वहाँ से निकल करके फिर नई कहानी का स्ट्रगल, फिर उस कहानी को पकने, बनने और लिखे जाने के बाद प्रोड्यूसर ढूंढने का स्ट्रगल, प्रोड्यूसर ढूंढने के बाद एक्टर्स ढूंढने का स्ट्रगल। तो इससे बेहतर है कि हमारा यही सिनेमा हमारा वर्तमान है, भविष्य क्या होगा पता नहीं है। तो इस फिल्म को देखिए आप लोग, जो 14 मार्च को रिलीज हो रही है OTT।
ज्यादा एक सवाल, सेंसर की कैची लगी है कहीं पे या बिल्कुल नहीं?
बहुत अच्छा सवाल किया है, जाते जाते आपने किया है। सेंसर से हमने बहुत लड़ाई लड़ी। आपको बताया सेंसर का जो प्राइमरी स्क्रीनिंग होता है ना, उसने हमारी फिल्म को कोई भी सर्टिफिकेट देने से रिजेक्ट कर दिया था, पूरी तरह से मना कर दिया था। फिर हम रिवाइजिंग कमेटी में गए। रिवाइजिंग कमेटी ने 25 से ज़्यादा कट्स बताए। अगर वो कट्स के साथ हम फिल्म रिलीज कर रहे होते तो कुछ और इन गालियों में होती वही फिल्म। लेकिन फिर हम कोर्ट गए, कोर्ट में लंबी लड़ाई चली और हमारी फिल्म बिना किसी कट्स के जो है अब लोगों के सामने होगी।
That's a win.
Also, if I may, I'd like to say one thing.
Yes.
I'd like to take this opportunity to pay tribute to the three characters that we play. They belong to a profession that I think is the most noble profession, that of feeding people. Mirza Chacha, whose shop where chai and snacks are served to people, or both of us who are bhaji walas, is in the parlance of Bombay, bhaji sabzi wale in North they would call it. But if you go on the street today, you see with all the construction and dhool mitti that's going on, who is having the toughest job in today's day and age? The roadside vegetable vendor who's sitting is usually an elderly lady, and her entire vegetable cart is covered in dust. But look at the fortitude and the strength, the internal strength with which she's sitting. And then you see people roaming in the AC cars complaining about the dust and pollution. Whereas the vegetable vendor is sitting there, that's how they earn their bread and butter. They're working so hard. So I think we all as a nation need to pay tribute to people who are roughing it out in all kinds of circumstances so that we are fed. And they're the backbone of society. So I'd just like to take this opportunity to pay
I
tribute to them.
completely agree with you. And thank you very much and wish you all the best for your film. I hope people go and enjoy
Thank
the
you.
film.
Thank you so much.